I see that everyone is already celebrating for Kevin Danso as the new center-back of Juventus. Stop. Calma. It's far from done deal. It's not the here we go yet. Kevin Danso, yes, is an objective of Juve. Yes, Juventus is accelerating. But you know it. There are one, even two teams around the corner ready to jump on Kevin and doing a West Ham move. We'll give you all the details in a second. Today, Champions League, Milan, PSV, PSV, Milan, with an open window towards Inter or Arsenal. And then a Juve that is in search for their identity again. What are the big problems of Juve? We'll speak about these three topics in today's video and much more. Put a maximum of like if you didn't yet. Ciao Juventini of the world. My name is Giuseppe. Welcome back on the channel. I told you three big topics, Kevin Danso. We will speak about Mercato first. But before starting, let me say thank you to all the people that yesterday evening decided to tune in while I was live for Juve Talk, Juventini of the world, together with Hashball and Marco Messina. It was fantastic. I had the time of my life, but especially what made me extremely happy was seeing your reactions during the live, enjoying the debate. It's the first one of hopefully a long series. I already have some people in mind for next Thursday, but if you want to assist me, if you want to help me, let me know who you want me to invite, because it was really great. So if you didn't watch the replay, I think it's really worth it. 1 hour of your life that you will spend having a good time listening about Juve and more. Oh, we start with hallelujah, Arthur, done deal. Here we go. Not to Santos, but to Girona, the Spanish club, property ownership of Manchester City. We know it together with Troyes and other clubs. So Arthur goes. Mommy, I couldn't believe in it. We had to wait until the 31st of January. Of course, there are still the medicals to be done. And at the moment, I believe that I'm more informed than Arthur, because we didn't see him since extremely long time now on the field. So hopefully the medicals will be okay. You never know. But if these are okay, he will be until the end of the season a player from Girona on loan. So it's not a permanent signing, which means that in the summer he will come back. He will come back, or he's doing miraculously well at Girona that they decide to permanently sign him. But that's the problem, the salary. So we know it. It's permanent deal. No, it is a loan. Look, we speak about what can possibly come in after the injury of 2 days ago from Kalulu. We know it. Juventus said in 10 days we will reevaluate. The statistics are telling us, or the rumors are telling us, 30 days, even some people are saying us 40 days, so 1 month he is out. And we know it, in February we already have 7 games to be played. That's a lot that he will miss. So Juventus is really in a rush to find a player that can give us immediately an impact. Yesterday I heard about a 17-year-old player from Dinamo that started already in Champions League. Good player, absolutely, but that's not the one that will give us immediately an impact. So Juventus is really pushing. And after all the names that were put aside, even Hansko, because apparently there is no possibility with Feyenoord that wants to keep him to continue that Champions League competition, also to climb a bit that Eredivisie where they are not doing that well. It is Danso. Kevin Danso, that is the player that Juventus wants to go for. You already spoke with the player. The player is extremely happy after missing that transfer to Roma in the summer. Would really love to join Juventus. Of course, he knows that with the limited options that we have in the center back, he's immediately a starter. We know that. Even loss is okay. We found a formula. The formula is a loan, another loan. Another loan. 2.5 million immediately with a 1.5 bonus, so we can go towards the 4 million in total. And then they are also speaking about the possibility to insert an option to buy at 25, if I am not wrong. Now, beautiful, great, fantastic. Where is the player? He should already be in Continenza, and not, because there are other clubs that are on the player as well. Wolverhampton, that is also asking for a loan, like Juventus. But then the most dangerous one is Stade Rennes. Rennes on the player, and these guys, they are ready to put cash on the table, between 22 million euro immediately. Of course, Lens, if they have the possibility, they will cash in, because why taking a risk of having the player back if he's not permanently signed by the Bianconeri, if they can cash in immediately? It will depend on the player's will, and if Lens, after missing out of 22 million euro, they would be okay with Juventus loaning and taking that risk. So is he a Juve player? No, but the chances are big. There is still a casting going on for the defense, because if it's not Danso, And then we are still looking, and we have not a lot of days because Mercato will be over on the 3rd of February. So who are the other names? Goglicidze from Empoli, young, will not probably give the same immediate impact as Kevin Danso, but Goglicidze is one of the players that is there on the list. More players, not a lot. Lloyd Kelly is gone. Guys, there are a lot of players that were linked to Juve that are gone, but Goglicidze is another one. If not, there is also Christensen from Udinese, which would be, according to me, not the ideal choice because as we speak, he's not even a starter at Udinese. But these are the names that are remaining for the casting center back. Now you will tell me, Beppe, who will play against Empoli this weekend because Goglicidze will play there. Who will play in our center defense? Well, at the moment, we don't know. Vega has possibilities. Las Vegas. Renato Vega has really big possibilities to start, even if I believe that for that game, I think that we will continue to play with Locatelli. That didn't do well, honestly, against Benfica, but Locatelli next to Federico Gatti, waiting for Vega. Then if Vega starts, it means that he's really impressing in training session, which I hope, but at the moment I didn't receive any news about that. The other one that could possibly start is Colomwani. After not being able to play that last game, he could play instead of Dusan Vlahovic. Dusan Vlahovic, that is dropping in the hierarchies, and now we'll see with Colomwani being able to be inserted for that Champions League game, the playoffs, home and away. Let's see. Then there is also an Alberto Costa that we didn't see starting, but we will come back on these names later. One that could possibly not be there is a midfielder, because we are speaking about Fagioli. Fagioli with the big, huge interest from Fiorentina that wants him, really. Palladino believes in him, the club wants him. Apparently, they want to go for him on a loan. I already told you yesterday with the 18 months. That cannot be done in Italy. So 6 months first and then already a verbal agreement for another year next year, which in total would be 18 months. With then at the end an option to buy, which Juventus said, no, forget about it. With talks, Fiorentina and Juve, they came to a new offer from Fiorentina saying, look, we want to give you 13 million euro, which for Juve at the moment is absolutely not what they want. They wanted 20 million euro for the player, 20 million euro, he can go away. 13 is way too not enough. It's not enough for Juve. Then let's see, because today can already be a decisive day for Fagioli to Fiorentina, if Juventus accept to go lower or if Fiorentina goes up with their offer. Let's see what will happen there. And we know there are also other clubs on the player, but at the moment Fiorentina is really advanced, also already having the agreement from the number 21 of Juventus. Attenzione. What I would think about that news, for 30 million to Fiorentina, he stays with me. He stays with me. As easy as that. As easy as that. No, I don't want. But it is what it is. Guys, Champions League format. We know it. We already know a lot from that Champions League format. We already know against who we can potentially play. 2 teams today at 12 p.m. Italian time. There will be the draw, or PSV or Milan. We already played against the 2 teams. PSV, the first game of Champions League. Do you remember when we won 3-1 with that fantastic Alla Del Piero, Kenan Yildiz first goal of Champions League? And then a Milan that we already played 3 times. A really boring, the most boring game of Serie A, 0-0. And then that loss against Milan in Supercoppa Riyadh that I watched, unfortunately, and that extremely beautiful win 2-0, the last win of Juve and the only win of 2025 at the moment. So let's see against who will play, and we already know that if you win these 2 games, you play Arsenal or Inter. We already know today. Done. I will give you more information, of course, about PSV or Milan when we know against who we play in a second video today. And then we go towards the last part of the video. Motta at risk. This is the title of Corriere dello Sport. Rischia Motta. Motta is risking. Juve Milan, pay attention, because there could be an Italian derby in Champions, but also Danso is arriving. Rischia Motta, what a big title. And if it was only from Corriere dello Sport, I would have told you, it's Corriere. We know that they don't really like Thiago Motta, so why not? But the problem is that it's also coming from Gazzetta dello Sport with Motta. Ora, se sbagli, paghi. Motta, if now you miss, you pay. With inside the pages, a big explanation that are saying, Motta, I bonus sono finiti. Motta, the bonuses are over. If until yesterday, Motta has never been in doubt, never been at risk, well, even if there are still some sources that are saying the club is behind him and they count on him, and whatever happens, even if we don't qualify in Champions League, we continue with the coach. Well, from inside La Continassa, the rumors are spreading towards Corriere, towards Gazzetta, that yes, okay, fine, all good, but a progression is needed. We need to see something, because the things that are happening now, what we are able to see, are absolutely not acceptable. So attenzione, because Motta could be at risk. Will it be against Empoli immediately? Will it be against Como? No, but the reflection started according to these two papers. One thing that is real, and I'm not knowing about the risk or if he will be having any bonuses more or not, but one thing that is extremely sure is what actually Tuttosport is telling us. Che confusione sarà perché Thiago. And if this resonates in your mind, it's probably because you know the really famous Italian song, Che confusione sarà perché ti amo. Well, they went with Che confusione sarà perché Thiago. Let's move on, please. Okay, the confusion is real. The confusion is real with Danilo that spoke again in press conference, the one in his presentation at Flamengo, saying, look, Juve, the last results are also because loss in identity. Look, after analyzing and speaking yesterday also with Hashball and Marco, there was a big topic. There will be a short that will be out today on Instagram, so please watch it if you didn't, or please go and watch it, or subscribe to Instagram if you didn't. But yes, search for identity that goes towards two huge big topics that we lost. That first one is with the second most young team of Serie A. The fact that we are rotating that armband of captain is not a good sign. It's not a beautiful sign. If we are speaking until now without taking into consideration Dusan Vlahovic in friendly, in the summer friendly in Germany, we already had 7 different captains. We speak about Manu Locatelli, about Danilo, Federico Gatti, Gleison Bremer, Andrea Cambiaso, Teun Koopmeiners, and even Weston McKennie. It's a team that needs leadership. We have the second youngest team in Serie A. We have one of the youngest teams in Serie A at his first experience in a huge big club. We have a new management. That means that certain leadership roles needs to be done. A hierarchy needs to be clearly done. And if it's true that Locatelli is now, since last week at least, because he didn't play the last game, but no, he didn't start the last game, let's say, is the official captain of the team, I think that more and more we need to go towards it, and it should be over with rotating the captaincy. That is just a sign of, we know now who are the leaders of that locker room, the real leaders. Also to ask a bit of respect, and also when someone is speaking, that they know that the captain is speaking. Another thing that is lost in identity is that continuous change of role. We know it, we had to do it out of necessity a lot of time with some players, that because we had an injury here, an injury there. But it's true that a Timothy Weah playing as a right back while you have a Savona, a Weston McKennie, sometimes left back, sometimes right back, sometimes as a number 9, sometimes as a number 10, sometimes here, sometimes there. It's difficult to see how many players did we change position. Koopmeiners, Douglas Lewis, Yildiz as a number 10. So that also should give us a bit more certainty if we start now to have really defined ideas. Not only Motta should decide there, but also, of course, Cristiano Giuntoli should, of course, accelerate the signing to say, Motta, this is the team until the end of the month of May, because in the month of June with the Club World Cup we will see with the new open window. But at least these are the players. Try to find an identity with the captaincy, with hierarchy, with some men, with some leader, but also on the field with some important roles. Ragazzi, that was it for me. I told you that today is a mini video. If we are used to the 20-minute video, today is a mini video. We will come back with a second one after the draw of Champions League. I hope you enjoyed that one. If you want more Beppe, you know it, the live from yesterday is already there uploaded. Go and watch it. You will enjoy, I'm sure. Grazie, forza. Juve.
Mercato is crazy tonight. Mercato is crazy tonight.